So today is 3 of 4, and the topic is how insightfully connecting the dots of your life and are indicators of who you're meant to be. I'm really excited about this. So how insightfully connecting the dots of your life are indicators of who you're meant to be and what next steps to take on your path. Because it's possibly time for the great pivot of your career. So I have some how-tos in this video of how do you insightfully connect the dots of your life? Because I imagine you are at least 35 if you are watching this video, especially if you watch the entire video, you're at least 35 years old. And so you've been around long enough to look back and connect some dots, right? You've been around. And so, first of all, I feel like I need to speak to the bigger picture to see how, the macro level, to talk about how the micro fits into this. So when it comes down to true signature work, the thing that you were born to do, it's not something that somebody can tell you. It's not, and pardon me if I'm preaching to the choir. This is like, duh, Naima. But I just want to say it so it's clear. You can read things that, remind you of who you are. You can work with somebody who can reflect who you are. But when it comes time for you to stand on a stage in front of people with your message, when it's time for you to hit record on your video and speak to who you're meant to speak to, that is purely from you. And in order to get to a place of pureness where you penetrate the right people and people feel you, even feel you before you open your mouth. This is what I desire, is that you're so powerful, you walk in a room and people on the other side of the room are looking at you, wondering who you are, because you have cultivated this power that I help my clients cultivate. This is why I say it's for the few. It's not for the everybody. And actually every woman, if she does the work, she can get to this. It's just the average is not, okay? And then when it comes time to do signature work, right, we're talking about colossal power. I love this shit so much. So, connecting the dots is your opportunity to look back on your life and look for themes, to look for what keeps reoccurring. What have I ignored for the last 10 years? What have I trivialized? What have I discounted over the last 20 years, 5 years? And so here's the how-to. Here's the how-to of connecting the dots. One, which I think is great, because if you're on Facebook, I know you can already do this. If you've been on Facebook for at least 5 years, or maybe even at least 3 years, you now get your memories every day. You know the memories where it shows you what you posted on Facebook a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 8 years ago, because I've been on Facebook since 2008. So I get memories from freaking 11 years ago, okay? And when I tell you the things that I say today, I started voicing a decade ago on Facebook, a decade ago. And because I was the only one saying it, because nobody around me was saying it, because I was not in the power that I'm in now, because I didn't have the level of awareness that I have now, because I had never gone as deep as I have gone up till today, this work has been, like off in the margins. So like pulling me every now and then, where I pull and I come over there, but then I kind of leave it and try to do something that's more palatable and more widely accepted. And then, some months go by or a year or so goes by, and then I get pulled back over there again. And then so I'm telling you this so you can look at yourself. Huh? And then something happens where I just I feel because the signature work sits in you. So it'll pull, it'll pull. And it has so much gravity to it. And it's God, this is why I am here to help you with this. Most women cannot be with the gravity and what happens when the work pulls them down, because it feels scary. If you're the only one, nobody's talking about it, you are getting, downloads that just kind of freaking you out. You get this information streaming through, but then what happens is what brings some levity to it, because that can feel kind of neurotic and you feel like you're going crazy. I've literally had women inbox me saying, I feel like I'm going crazy, but nobody's talking about this. And that's why, as I talked about, I think it was yesterday, about how high anxiety creeps in for those of us with signature work that we keep trying to keep quiet and dumb down. Insomnia creeps in, all these things that make us neurotic and crazy and feeling like, so then we go and we do anything to shut it down. We go eat a bunch of sugar. We go get on Facebook. We go find something else that makes us feel normal again, because nobody is around us talking about this power, this colossal power, this signature work, the way it pulls you down, the way it feels to be pulled down, how to even respond to it, how to respect it, how to even be able to discern what it is, to be able to look at it and say, oh, because this, versus like, I'm crazy, this is crazy, I'm wrong, no, this is the devil, and then finding something to distract yourself and make yourself feel back on the ground and normal. Because the gravity of that power, and this is what I help my clients do. This is what we're beginning to do in dialogue between masters starting next Monday, because otherwise you end up resentful. You end up 50 years old, resentful, tired, back hurting, feeling, a word another woman used was overdue. You just lots of things that don't feel good. Intense pain, never sleeping well, never having a really good sex drive, just never really having that aliveness that happens. I know a woman who calls it euphoria. Nobody is talking about this, you guys. They don't know. The status quo doesn't know. And then those of us who do have the power, but it's down inside of us, most of us don't know what to do with it. We're fucking on Facebook for 5 fucking hours a day. Anytime we feel a little sensation of power, we go eat something. We go do something to help dissolve it, because it's so. But if you can learn how to take it, breathe, first of all, breathe. We underestimate that simple free thing we can do wherever we are. Breathe. And really open your legs and sit with the power of it, and then start recognizing, what were you doing? Like, you can do a reverse engineering of what were you doing before you even started to feel this? What is it that you've been desiring that you keep pushing down? This crazy thing that's like, I can't do that. I have responsibilities. Like, I can't do that. That's crazy. I can't do that. I don't have a degree. I can't do that. I'm not certified. Nobody's even talking about that. That's crazy. That has to go. Like, that's what I'm here to help you do. Like, I hope that's what these videos that I've been doing this week is helping you do. And then if you're not following me on Instagram, you need to go there. I've been putting up a video every day on Instagram. Those 1-minute videos. And you can find me on Instagram at Naima Singletary. At Naima Singletary. So back to the how-to. 1, look at your Facebook memories and see if there are any themes. Particularly if you're already working with clients, you've been sort of, working with clients, ideal clients on some level, but you're playing small and you've been putting out content on Facebook, it's going to be a really good thing for you to go back and look and see what you were writing on Facebook 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago. It's going to illuminate. And what it's going to do is going to bring so much levity to the gravity of the power of your signature work that sits inside of you. Then you'll feel like how much more real it is versus feeling like this big thing that is just like hitting you and you like alone. You recognize, the spirit of this has been with me for 5 years. I'm not crazy. This is really who I am. This is really what I have to offer. You understand what I'm saying? All right. So the second how-to thing you can do is look at your journals. If you're a journaler, or diary, right? Look at what you've been writing for the last however many years and start to look for themes. Do you notice that every year you're talking about, you should do this, and you were talking about this last year? Do you talk about this thing that frustrates you? Do you talk about this thing that you greatly desire? Go look for themes. This is how you start to connect the dots of who you're meant to be. Okay, that's another thing. Look at what you vehemently know today. Remember, vehemently, not just, something about President Obama or whatever. But what is it that you vehemently know today that you knew 10 years ago, but you sort of kept it behind closed doors or quiet because you feel kind of crazy for having this information? And you're like, this is actually something that could serve people and I could get rich serving in this way. That's another way to connect the dots, to know who you are, because it's been with you. You've been talking about it for a decade. And then your next steps. Like, it's clear. This is what I've been talking about. I want to give you some examples of how this worked for me in connecting the dots for myself, and so what it can look like for you. What I noticed, because see, when you're in it, it's you in it.